I think most players are going to try and go down the left-hand side, as it seems to be the easier of the two these days. However, where they stick that flag stick, well, that's a different question. If they stick it up front right, the left-hand side of the fairway, that's not the easiest approach. So better be mindful of where that flag stick is in order to pick which side of the fairway you want to drive it down.
Taking things up a notch in this Lexi-Thompson rivalry, that shot will add some fuel to the fire.
Putting for birdie here.
Yep, tracking nicely.
Super shot that, and with it he moves to 1 under par. Our current leader is enjoying a 1-shot lead. The final hole on the outward half is a par 4 playing back up towards the clubhouse, Rich. It's a good par 4.
Only the big hitters are going to be able to carry that fairway bunker down the left-hand side. Most players are going to try and avoid it and even miss it the fairway out to the right-hand side, which is not a bad miss. From there, the second shot is directly uphill. Deep, deep bunkers on the front right part of this. That is not the place to miss it. Anything that a little bit long will leave you a downhill putt, but that's the safe play.
Good sounding strike, that one. That's inside the house of opportunity.
And this one for back-to-back birdies.
Now moving over to Lexi Thompson.
She's got some work to do. She's 2 strokes behind so far.
Gee, that'll keep the momentum rolling, Rich.
And this is why you got to keep your foot on the gas at all times. These guys and girls are good.
And this putt to move into the top 10. Just didn't drop. It's just about 3 feet away.
He's got this for his part.
That gets the job done. Rich, how are we looking after 9?
I love it. Absolutely love it. This player is near the top 10. They need a few more birdies. A good solid 9 holes should see them inside the top 10 at day's end.
That drive heading straight towards the cut stuff. Henny, what does that lie look like?
He's gonna need a digging truck, maybe? I don't think a sand wedge is good enough to get this out.
Let's take a look at Lexi Thompson, shall we?
She's trying to pull ahead in this group rivalry. Let's see what happens.
And back to the course with the live action. And here we are with the 3rd shot. 3 strokes off the lead. Wow, that almost went in the hole. Big pass over coming up for this fella. In she goes. Let's head to the next. Solid play finds that player moving up the leaderboard after that hole. The par 5 11th, one of the better scoring holes on the course. Players are thinking 4 when they stand on this tee.
It's just a long straightaway par 5, almost a runway, if you like. Both sides of this fairway flanked by huge eucalyptus trees, which frames this tee shot brilliantly. You find the fairway, second shot, once again, straightforward. You must avoid that bunker front right at all costs. That is deep and nasty. You're not going to enjoy being in there.
Oh, I like the courage here, Rich, getting after this par 5 in 2.
As they should. What a play. Hopefully they'll be rewarded for that play.
It was on a good line. Maybe some time on the practice green wouldn't hurt. That's a poor lie. Will he be able to get out of here?
Looks like they have a bad lie here in the sand.
Oh, that's great. It just missed the hole.
Not much work left for the par either, Luke.
9 feet to the cup. That's frustrating. This is a bogey putt coming up. Ooh. And that brings to an end that hole. Now moving over to Lexi Thompson.
It's been so tight. She's tied here with her rival. And can she pull ahead now?
Currently at +1 for the day. When you stand on the 12th tee, Rich, you're thinking to yourself, oh, a couple of strong back-to-back par 4s, and it starts right here.
This is where the golf course gets extremely difficult, Luke. This tee shot moves from left to right, but massive overhanging eucalyptus trees down the right-hand side prevents you from hitting a high draw over them. Once you're in the fairway, though, your second shot is to a green that's really not as big as it should be for such a long hole. And there's a famous tree just short and left of this green, Bogey's tree. Not because of the score, because Humphrey Bogart used to sit there and just watch everybody butcher this hole.
Straight into the woodwork from that one. And that was a bit of a misfire.
What's a strange miss there, Luke? They've been hitting the greens all day long.
Wow, from a dodgy lie, Rich. How special was that? Oh, and up he goes, marching to the top of the leaderboard. Well, that's worth a replay. Let's take another look.
Oh, yeah, look at those hands. What a chip shot.
And that'll move him to even par for the tournament. Rich, the 13th hole. Slightly different look off the tee.
It's really cool. This tee shot is framed by large eucalyptus trees, both right and left, requires a draw. Nothing else to do. You have to move this golf ball from right to left off this tee. If you do it correctly, well, that golf ball could chase down there miles down this fairway. You find the fairway down there, you're going to love the second shot. The difficulty gets when the pin is all the way back left in this little peninsula. You miss it a little bit left there, you're going to find the barranca, and you're probably going to find a bogey or worse.
And Henny, what are you seeing down there?
Yeah, he's about 155 from this whole location.
Opting for the 9-iron. Not the result they were after there. Setting up to play the shot here from the greenside rough. Just 6 feet between he and the hole.
Trying to save par here.
That's well holed. Let's take a look at Lexi Thompson, shall we?
1 stroke behind her rival this week.
Trying to get to even par with this putt. Let's take a look at the leaderboard. The leader now has a 1-stroke advantage. The 14th, Rich, I know it's dear to your heart, the par 3. You made an ace there in tournament history, won a car. How do you tell the players to play it?
Hit a 7-iron, a high little draw 7-iron, and 2 hop it right in the hole, Luke. That's what I suggest. That makes it easy.
He's found the surface. Good chance here. Standing over this one, and it's a very long putt. That'll sting a bit. And this putt coming up for his par. Our work here is done. Let's head to the next hole. This 15th hole, a very strong par 4, Rich. Challenging, to say the least.
It's a great par 4, and yet there's some players that have seen it a little bit differently lately. I always saw it as a dogleg from left to right, just avoid that fairway bunker down the right-hand side. And this is an interesting green. It's got a high spot on the left, and it's got a low middle section and a high section on the right-hand side, and you never have a flat putt. It is always breaking one direction or another, and it's either straight uphill or straight downhill. This is the most difficult green on the golf course by a long margin. If you see it differently, you can hit it down the right, down 17 fairway, but I fail to see how that's any kind of advantage.
Going with the 9-iron, I think. Oh, that was left all the way off the club. Seemed to lose the handle on that shot. This would be a great up and down. Didn't that look good for a long time? Great touch. Really nicely played.
Gotta say, his short game is phenomenal.
Let's see if he can make this. Keep the par on the card. And with that putt, now even par with the final few holes to go. Our current leader is enjoying a 2-stroke lead. The 16th hole, short par 3, Rich, but really good if he can get it close.
It's an island green, if you can believe that. It's surrounded by bunkers. I think this is another one of the all-time great designs. It's only about 160 yards, Luke, but the whole green is surrounded by bunkers. Everything feeds towards the center and the front of this green once it gets on there. I just think this is a magnificent design. If you hit it in any one of those bunkers, making a par will be nearly impossible.
Like the look of this one. And racking up their 5th birdie of the day. And that will take him to 1 under. He's in a share of 12th place.
Gotta like it. Moving up the leaderboard. Never a bad thing.
As we head back up the hill towards the clubhouse, we're faced with the par 5 17, the long, strong par 5.
At all costs, do not hit it in that fairway bunker down the right-hand side. Anywhere to the left, even in the rough left, is just fine. From there, your next shot should be laid up out to the right-hand side. 3rd shot, straight back up the hill with some kind of wedge. It can be an easy birdie if you get the distance on your 3rd shot spot on. If you get it wrong, however, you could have some issues.
Getting ready to play their 3rd. Yeah, give yourself a pat on the back. Now moving over to Lexi Thompson.
She's currently trailing her rival. Let's see what happens here.
And back to the play, shall we? Henny, you've had the chance to have a look over this one?
Yeah, he's been prowling around this one. It's 11 foot out. This for a birdie run. This is tracking right into the front of this cup.
And with that putt hold, it's back-to-back birdies.
Back-to-back birdies, moving the right direction there, Luke.
Trailing by 5 shots after that hole. And we head to the famous finishing hole at Riviera, the 18th, Rich. Really good par 4.
That it is. Fairway tilts significantly from left to right. There's a palm tree up top near the green. That is the line of sight off this tee shot. You find the fairway, second shot is going to be back up the hill to a green that, funny enough, runs away from you. It doesn't tilt back toward you, it runs away from you. So your second shot has got to come in high and soft with plenty of spin if you want to get it close.
Well, they'd love a little bounce to the right here. And he's safely on the green with that shot. And this putt for a final score of 68. That was a gallant attempt. This putt was about 8 feet.
Not a bad line, this.
And we're all over, bar the shouting. And Henny, I think the takeaway for this player is that they really dominated their rival at this event.
Absolutely, Luke. I think the consolation prize is the way they performed against their rival this week. That should absolutely give them confidence as they prepare for their next event.
Well, that was a thrilling day. And on behalf of myself, Luke Elvey, Rich Beam and all the hard-working folks at 2K Sports, thanks for your company. We look forward to the next time you join us.